Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to yet another epic episode of Magick.TV Presents, of course, brought to you by me, Rob Rubin Readings, and of course our friends at Magick.TV, Magic and Occultism Without Apologies. So, special shout out to some very amazing, inspirational souls like the Esoterica YouTube page, and of course, my dear friend Denny of Foolish Fish, and even Alexander Eck of Glitch Bottle, who have paved the way for high-quality, educational, yet at the same time entertaining occult content. And this is just basically my approach to give back to the occult community and kind of, educate, but at the same time entertain people with the topics of occultism today. So today, after a very interesting deep dive in a topic that I've learned to love in the past couple of months, we're going to be discussing something that we call taking your PGM to the next level. Now, what on earth is the PGM? Now, the PGM is pretty much the Greek Magickal Papyri, yes. And this is the standard edition written by Hanz, Betz, and this is basically your fundamental text on the PGM itself, that anybody who claims to be practicing or studying the PGM most likely will want to have this book, because this is really the fundamental text. Now, the PGM, or the Greek Magickal Papyri, were a set of, basically magical scrolls discovered that date back to Greco-Egyptian times, with a slew of different spells, workings, rituals dedicated to so many of the Egyptian and Greco gods, such as Hecate, Anubis, Isis, Osiris, Aphrodite. The list goes on and on. And this is a veritable cookbook of magical information. However, to say that this book is enough, it's kind of like saying you're going to watch a movie without popcorn. And due to some blessings in my life, I have been able to take my understanding of this book. I'm not claiming to be a master. There are people out there who are so much better at this than I am. But as a practicing occultist and a scholar of the occult, I've managed to piece certain things together which have made my study of the PGM even more refined, and I have gotten a lot more from it because of that. And I want to share with all of you what I've done. So for starters, okay, if you are into the occult but you know nothing about the PGM, definitely, like I said, get this book by Betz, because Hanz, Betz, because this is what you're going to be referring to over and over and over again. It's one of the best books that encapsulates everything, that has really edited and shown the practice hand in hand. However, as you dig into it, it is very easy to get lost in all of the different spells, rituals, requirements. Some of them are easy to do. Others of them are like, what the F? As in, I am not doing that. How am I getting that? All of these things. So with that, I have pretty much found three things that I've done that have helped me understand the PGM even better. And step one, especially if you know nothing about the PGM and you just want to dive into it, is I highly recommend Jack Grayle's PGM 50 Rights or 50 Nights with the Blackthorn School. Why? Number one, Jack Grayle is an occult educator second to none. He is by far one of the most friendliest, understanding, kindest, and approachable teachers that I've ever met in occultism today. He makes the study of the PGM and he bites it down into one lesson a week that you get weekly by enrolling in his school. Not only does he give you access to a Facebook group, he also gives you videos, gives you handouts, and he will talk to you. He will talk to you. So imagine you're reading a book of, let's say, Albert Einstein, and be able to correspond with him. So he's not one of those typical snobby occultists that thinks that they're too good for their reading audience. Absolutely not. Jack Grayle is an individual who will take the time to reply to your messages. If you're part of the class, he will interact with the class. He will build a community out of that program, and you will just want more, and you will get more. I almost guarantee you, if you enroll in this PGM course, the Hail Hecate program is almost you will find yourself into it because you will want so much more. You can ask him his own experiences. You can ask him his own inputs. And more importantly, he will show you so many things that aren't mentioned in the books, like the conflations of the gods and what to do if you don't have certain materials. You don't get that in the book. So step number one, I highly recommend getting into the BlackThorne Schools PGM 50 Rights for 50 Nights, because that in itself will get you started and it'll give you a mentor par excellence in Jack Grayle. But wait, there's more, and this rabbit hole just goes deeper and deeper. One of the foremost occult scholars who will close season 2 of magick.tv actually wrote a book or compiled a book that makes it even more powerful. Okay? And he takes his experiences, he takes his knowledge, he takes his lore, and he basically says, well, this is what I did, and this is how I compiled it. And he just steroid shots your PGM practice. And that's none other than Techniques in Greco-Egyptian Magic by Stephen Skinner. Now, this is the thing. Stephen Skinner is an educational powerhouse. He is Dr. Stephen Skinner. And what I like about him is I don't think the PGM is actually in this book. But if you have this book, along with the PGM, he'll tell you exactly where to look for certain things. He'll tell you exactly what page, exactly which manuscript, and it just says it makes it so much more efficient. More importantly, he will give his own experiences on what he did. He'll give his own experiences on how he experienced these things, on what he suggests. And it's all in this book. So basically, you're reading a book on how Dr. Stephen Skinner actually used the PGM itself, which makes your PGM practice so much more interesting. So instead of having to hunt through this book time and time again, oh my God, where's the spell? Oh, that's cute. It's all here. Nice packaged tables, research, gods, names, pages, you name it. Techniques in is a must-have for anyone who is serious about their practice of the PGM. So with that being said, that pretty much sums up my video. Weirdly enough, just kept on cutting. I don't know why. Maybe the grandparents don't want to go and see this. Tell me what you think. Do you think this is something helpful? This is something, and try it out yourself. Will this help your study of the PGM as a whole? Share in the comments below, and of course, see you for the season ender of season 2 of magick.tv this May 14th at 11:55 p.m. where we'll be having, yes, Stephen Skinner himself. See you all then.